Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to the Vampire Amazon Challenge in The Sims 4. We are following the reign of Queen Darling Cloudy Snarl, who has recently given birth to her second baby girl. Princess Nydia has joined her older sister in the female faculty to be under the care of Lady Shannon. Growing up alongside them is Akira's daughter, Dame Zuleika, who is now an infant. She has her parents' black hair and her mother's purple eyes. She's quite the sensitive little girl, requiring extra attention to detail compared to the others. Obviously, I had to jump really quickly into cast so that we can take a closer look at Dame Zuleika Darkpounce, the daughter of Akira. I can already tell she has her mother's very sharp features, and yeah, the purple eyes, they are definitely continuing, but I'm kind of excited to see what she's gonna look like when she's older. Her face is very, very different in appearance to the Crown Princess and Prince Zorro. I feel like the first two infants we got, they kind of had their mothers softer, like rounded corners, whereas it's very apparent with Zuleika, she is very like sharp featured. She's got angles. She's got the angles that her mother Akira has. But yeah, this is her. She's adorable. Now that the queendom has a spare, the queen has honored Lady Miko to breed next. A peasant male has been chosen for her from the population, and given the court's recent history, there are high hopes for her to join the mothers who have borne their bloodlines a daughter. Let's take a look at her chosen breeder in Cass. Jasminder Stone is of peasant lineage and our fourth breeder. He wants to be known for his drink recipes and has a fiery personality. His traits are vegetarian, hot-headed, and romantic. Jasminder was a famed knight in the human kingdom who used to win the hearts of countless women at the annual jousts. After almost bedding the human queen, he escaped with his life and now wants to focus on drinks. Guided by his bloodline deity Stone, he gifted the monarch love letters he was given by the human queen and won her favor. In terms of genetics, he has brown hair and blue-gray eyes. We are picking up with Miko and Jasminder in her quarters where she has invited him back for some, privacy. Now, I feel as though the timing of Miko's breeding and everything else that's been going on in her personal life is actually very interesting. She has, guys, actually gotten the romantic trait. There we go. She got the romantic trait after coming into the room and being alone with Jasminder for a little bit, and I kind of get the sense that this was something that she's been wanting and needing for a long time, and now she's finally getting it from someone unexpected, one of her breeders. So let's go ahead and initiate their first kiss. But guys, Akira in the last episode pretty much decided that she did not want to pursue any sort of romance with Miko. She kind of made it clear. She even was avoiding Miko quite a bit. Miko seemingly hasn't given up on Akira, but I feel like it's very embarrassing for her to persistently be after Akira if Akira is not kind of in the mood for it. And since Akira has been wanting to distance herself from Miko, I think it's actually really good that she now has, this breeder to focus on. So let's go ahead, get some more of their romance going. We'll go for a mistletoe kiss. It's been a little bit back and forth with him as well. All of her romance interactions were going really well, but when he was trying to initiate things with her, she kept kind of pushing him away. So I kind of have the feeling that Miko likes to take control when it comes to romance, at least with her breeders. I think she likes to take control with her breeders. Oh, that was very quick. Because when it comes to Akira and her romantic life in that regard, she has zero control. She has absolutely no control whatsoever. So let's go ahead, try for a baby with Jasminder. And this is really, really quick. I don't think I've had anyone be this fast when it comes to doing their breeding. So yeah, she's gonna get a bit of a move on. Everyone is kind of waiting for the good news in the court, so we're not gonna waste any time. Also, with Jasminder, so there is some nice variation in their genes. They have different skin color, hair color, eye color, so it'll be very interesting to see what sort of child they end up having. But in terms of his backstory, I found the idea that Jasminda is a knight very interesting, and the affair he kind of had with the human queen, especially because we know that Arun and Victor were also working at the palace and they kind of know of each other. And I like the idea that they were both kind of aware of this really like famous heartthrob knight named Jasminda, and they heard about the affair this knight, this no one had with the queen, or the almost affair, and how he had to escape with his life because the king was about to kill him. So it's very interesting to me, not just for that ladies, but the little backstories that the breeders have, how it all kind of connects in the background. And it feels like in the male faculty, they probably have some very interesting things to talk about, you know? And in terms of what he brought for the queen, we talked about some of the letters, the love letters he was given by the human queen. And these are the love letters that he has given to Darling. And Darling basically found these letters like so entertaining. They kind of formed a bit of a resume for him as well because he's so desirable. The queen was like, okay, I'll pair you up with one of my ladies in court. So that's kind of what we have going on here. I flip and love the gifts that she's kind of accumulating in her chambers. They're from very strange places sometimes, and it is very, very intriguing to me. But okay, since Miko has done the deed with him, we'll wait for her to basically become innately aware that she's expectant, and she's going to report back to the court. After some meditation, Lady Miko returned to the court and announced her pregnancy. She was feeling a lot of mixed emotions and couldn't help her eyes from darting to Lady Akira. It was hard to know her longtime friend had drawn a line between them, and now that she was with child, she might just have to stay on the side where duty called. It is time for us to take a look at some of the whims within our court and see what's going through everyone's minds. I actually love the fact that Billy and Akira are sword fighting together, since they have pretty much become besties at this point. And Lily, as usual, is constantly hovering around them. I think it's very fascinating that Lily has managed to actually become friends with all the members of court, and yet I feel like her nosy personality is something that maybe the other vampires don't really like. So if they have to say anything, or if they have to talk about, their feelings, they don't really go to Lily. If there's any bit of news, I think they get the sense that Lily's a bit of a gossip, so they don't really go to her. They're cordial with her, but she kind of has to snoop around to figure anything out. And I feel like Lily gets a lot of information from the acolytes. But Lady Billy wants to play chess. So we have a chess table in the Queen's quarters. And we also have one upstairs. I'm wondering if we should just go to the chess table downstairs. She's gonna play chess. And I think for Billy, this is probably in relation to a lot of things that are happening within the court, kind of to do with herself right now. One, she has started a bit of a romance with the Queen, so that is like something new that she has to consider in terms of how she's going to manage her relationship going forward and her closeness with the Queen. And then she has kind of rekindled her rivalry with Miko because she felt compelled as Akira's friend to kind of defend Akira's decision to not pursue a romantic relationship with Miko, and she kind of feels like Miko being persistent is getting in the way of Akira's decision, and she doesn't like that. So in being a good friend to Akira, she is being a very hardy rival for Miko. So I don't think this is Billy being cruel and trying to necessarily pick on Miko for the sake of picking on her. I think she's just taking a bit of an extreme measure because she is trying to be loyal to Akira, like the friendship she has with Akira. And maybe that's manifesting itself in a not so nice way. So that's what's going on with Billy right now. Basically, before she only had to worry about, managing her friendship with the queen, but now she has many things to manage. She has a friendship with Akira, she has a romance with the queen, and she has a rivalry with Miko. So I think that's why Billy probably wants to play chess to kind of figure out, okay, what's going to be her next move? And really, that's what she's getting up to right now. Also, while she's playing chess, guys, don't know how I feel about the plasma fruits right now. I mean, at least the garden looks pretty, if anything, but I have tried like the fizz drinks and they don't really do anything, and I don't know if I want to spend the plasma fruits to get fizzy drinks if the fizzy drinks aren't really doing anything. At least with the mixed drinks that I used to put up on the barrels and stuff, they had some sort of aesthetic, and the simmies could drink as like a bit of entertainment and such, but I wasn't counting on it to increase their thirst. With the like plasma fruits that we have, for some of the sims, it makes a good top up after having a drink from the acolytes, because some of them did level up, which I also want to take a look at, and so I randomly allocated their power points, and some of them have become sloppy drinkers, which means they don't get nearly as much plasma from the acolytes, blood from the acolytes. So they need to top up by having some of the plasma fruits, and that kind of works out fine. But at the end of the day, just drinking directly from the acolytes is way better than drinking from fizzy drinks or anything like that. So I'm not actually sure what is going to end up happening with the influence of Shannon's family. I mean, we could also kind of let it pan out in a way where Shannon came in with all these things that she wanted to contribute to court life, but unfortunately nothing has ended up kind of working out or sticking as much as the farming knowledge that Akira brought with her plasma fruit trees. So maybe Shannon's family can't get a hold on court, because it makes sense that not everything is going to work out, right? Not everyone's contribution from their families is going to be as useful as other families. So I could see how even though she tried with the llama, she tried with the fizzy drinks, like she's been making efforts to have her family be involved in court life, but unfortunately the castle just doesn't have need of their services. So I think that's the route I'm gonna go with for Shannon's family right now. But okay, Billy. Okay, she's being romantic with the queen. I'm gonna consider her chess played. Also, maybe you wanna go take a bath or a shower? Let's go take a shower. So we'll let Billy do her own thing. The queen even came to join her, which might have been a little bit distracting. Now on to our lovely Miko. So Miko wants to be friendly with a non-household sim. Right now, I feel really bad for Miko because, guys, I feel like Miko has suddenly become very isolated in court. If you think about it, the queen isn't as disconnected. Oh, Billy's wanting to be cheerful? Okay, I think Billy in general is feeling really good. She's taking a shower, she just played some chess, the queen was there with her for a bit. I think she has maybe worked out some moves about how she's going to do things in the future, and she's planned things out in her mind, and she's really happy with what she's come up with. So she has a positive outlook on her future in the court, so I do like that for her. Is the shower broken? No, it's not. But yeah, back to Miko. I feel bad for her because with Queen Darling, even though Darling is no longer disconnected from the court, she is the closest to and has a romance with Billy. So obviously the queen knows about the rivalry now between Miko and Billy, but she has decided not to intervene, right? She's not going to intervene unless someone calls judgment or something. She's not going to intervene on that fight, and they're both counselors right now, so it's not like they can call judgment on each other. So she can't exactly rely on the queen or go to the queen to talk about any of this. She's just lost her friendship with Akira because Akira keeps avoiding her. Billy has rekindled a rivalry with her, and Lily is a bit nosy and not necessarily helpful. and she's not that close to Miko either. So Miko is very alone right now. She's got a lot of thoughts running around in her head and no one to talk to about it. So I think her wanting to talk to a non-household sim is probably her wanting to talk to Lady Shannon, because Lady Shannon, I think to Miko, is a bit of a breath of fresh air. So where is Shannon? Can we invite Shannon? I'll try and invite her. If she doesn't come, I'll just teleport her. Also, it seems as though the Prince Zaro and Princess Zara have aged up. The children have aged up. I am... Shannon, you are not sleeping. Shannon is not sleeping, guys. Shannon is awake and being summoned, is what she is. But let's go ahead. Let's call over Shannon. Really, do we have an acquaintances tab? Apparently not. Apparently not. Okay, where is Lady Shannon? Hold on a second. There we go. So Lady Shannon, we're going to talk to her. We're going to brighten her day. I don't think Miko is going to go to her and start complaining first thing or airing her grievances, but I think she just wants to chat with someone, and she's going to ease into it by being really happy and nice and sweet, even though I feel like she's covering up a lot of what she's really feeling. She is going to be, you know, quite pleasant. And look at that. Did you see the look she gave Akira as she was kind of walking out? And what are you guys doing outside? No. What do you... Go back inside, you psychos. What is... Guys, Lily is determined to kill Billy because she keeps... Like, after you guys told me about Lily talking to Anaya before Anaya died, I'm so suspicious of Lily now whenever she asks anyone to go out into the sun. And this is like the third time I think I've noticed. The third or fourth time I've noticed Lily specifically trying to get Billy out on, like, in the sun to challenge her. So I keep thinking that she's trying to kill Billy. Like, Lily, no Lily. Billy, go back inside. You guys, go back inside. Everyone go back inside. Everyone. You murderous Lily, go back inside. Also, to know why I'm freaking out so much, I should probably go over the PowerPoints that have been randomly, like, allocated to some of our Sims. So the Queen, she has vampiric creation, which we don't really use, so this might end up just being like a non-ability, a non-power, which is fine because, like I said beforehand, I have a perfect version of a vampire, which I used to kind of make in my old Vampire Amazon series by picking like the same powers and the same weaknesses for everyone. But I want to switch things up, so I am, every time they kind of reach a new rank, I am randomly allocating their powers and weaknesses. Just to like spice things up a little bit. So some powers which I don't really use might end up being just a non-power, and I think vampire creation will be one of them. But she also has bat form, which is actually very convenient, and I'm enjoying playing with it quite a lot. She has cast hallucination as well as an ability, and then I think she has occult student, and then she is a sloppy drinker, which flippin' means that she doesn't get as much thirst when she goes hunting for the acolytes. So she's one of the Sims that has to actually go into the garden, get some of the plasma fruits, and like top up the last bit of her thirst, which works out fine. And then with Lady Lily, she hasn't reached her rank yet because she joined court later, so I'm gonna wait for her to get to minor vampire before we allocate her points. With Akira, she has vampiric strength, she also has bat form and cast hallucination as well as the occult student. She's also a sloppy drinker, so Akira and the Queen are very similar. So they're the two Sims that I have to like send out to the garden to grab some of the plasma fruits, so that is kind of useful for these two at least for now. With Miko, she has vampiric strength, detect personality, cast hallucination, occult student, and guys, she's thin-skinned. She's thin-skinned, which is why I'm worried for her when she goes out, because she's going to burn a lot quicker than others. Her energy, vampiric energy in the sun is going to go down way quicker than others. So she's delicate. She's delicate. And then with Billy, she has vampiric strength, cast hallucination, and occult disciple. So she's got 2 points in this. And then unfortunately, she has uncontrollable hissing. Uncontrollable hissing, which might put off some sims. So I'm actually curious to see how maybe some of her relationships are going to be affected by this or change, because she has actually been very charming up until this point. So, okay, you guys, please go back inside. Please, please. I am going to see them back inside. Like, they don't even have no. Go, no, you can talk to Shannon when you're indoors. Yeah, I'm not even going to play around with that. Not going to wait for them to figure themselves out. No, I'm sending, if I see them in the sun, I am sending them inside. Let's go to Shannon. You know what? Even discussing neighborhood changes, I feel like that's Miko's way of discussing the changes that have happened in the castle from before Shannon had joined. And Shannon, because she's new and she's kind of removed from court, she has not necessarily like picked a side or anything. So I think Miko feels comfortable talking to her about things that might be awkward with someone else. But I'm going to consider this done as well. Now for Akira. Akira wants to share insecurities, and the direction I'm going to go with this is going to be determined by who she's the closest to right now. So let's take a look. She has a 60 with Lady Lily, a 91 with Billy, 67 with Miko, and a 48 with Darling. So she's, for the first time in her life, guys, going to share her insecurities with someone who is not Miko. She's going to go to Lady Billy, and she's going to share her insecurities with Billy. Now, if you're wondering what sort of insecurities these are, it pertains to Miko. Yes, guys, it pertains to Miko. So, with Akira, she's also a jealous sim. She's unflirty, but she's jealous. And I think that because Miko is now pregnant, not that Akira is jealous of Miko being pregnant or she's jealous of the breeder. No. I think Akira is happy for Miko that she is now going to potentially have a daughter of her own, right? But in the past, when their relationship was good, she could have celebrated Miko's pregnancy with her and been happy for her, with Miko. But now they don't have that kind of relationship anymore. She's happy for Miko, but she can't go and say that to Miko because she doesn't want that to be an invitation to romance, because she knows the way Miko feels about her. And she's kind of noticed that Miko hasn't even tried talking to her since the pregnancy. She's gone off and started chatting with Shannon. And Akira, I think, is having some conflicted emotions because she knows she doesn't want to get attached or overly involved with Miko, but she's jealous of the fact that Shannon is the one that Miko's now talking to instead of Akira. So she's probably wanting to talk about that with Billy, and Billy's probably the one person who's going to be able to understand everything Akira is feeling, because ever since she became friends with Akira, even though a lot of these problems kind of started with this friendship because it put that other friendship in question and turmoil, Billy has been there for the whole timeline, so she would probably know exactly what Akira is talking about. On to Lily. I love it. Guys, every single time Lily is watching them, literally they were sword fighting upstairs, she was watching them. And then Billy was playing chess and talking to the queen. Lily was in the area. Now Akira and Billy are talking again about these very deep topics. Lily is watching them. This is hilarious. She wants to go invite everyone to a card game. I think what Lily loves about the card games, because she's been doing that a lot, is that nobody tells her anything, but she overhears bits and pieces. And then she knows that people in the court are avoiding each other, and then she likes to bring them all and put them in one place to confirm whether or not there is something going on with everyone. I think that's what's going on in Lily's mind. She likes bringing everyone here to see who's going to be awkward with each other, who actually gets along, who's relying on who. Okay, she's going to play a card game with Akira and Billy. That's fine. She's going to invite these two. And it's not like she can intervene on their conversation to be like, hey, yeah, I want to talk about whatever it is you guys are talking about too. No, she's going to try and insert herself into this conversation by politely inviting them to a card game. And they don't really have a reason to, deny the card game. And this is how Lily tries to, get little bits and pieces out. But I feel like because of how probing she is, the others kind of hold on to their secrets and topics a little bit tighter. And when they have something they want to discuss, they usually find other members of court, not Lily. I don't think anybody goes to Lily, guys. And to be honest, I think that's fine. Personally, I wouldn't go to Lily, honestly, I wouldn't go to Lily if I needed to talk about my feelings or anything like that. I would go to someone who has a sense of privacy, because you wouldn't want someone kind of airing it out to others. Because literally what we've seen from Lily is when she finds out about something, she goes and confronts whoever's involved. As soon as she found out from the acolytes what was going on between Akira and Miko, not even Akira and Miko, between Billy and Miko, she literally went to Akira or called Akira to her chambers to confront her. So I don't think you want someone like that to find out your secrets and troubles, because they would inadvertently tell everyone. But okay, these guys are playing their card game. Is the game done? Did they finish the game? I think they finished the game. I'm going to consider this done. And finally, we have Queen Darling, who wants to be mischievous. So Darling, she has, let's see, the closest relationship with... She's got a 57 with Miko, a 45 with Lily, a 47 with Akira, and a 76 with Billy. So she's going to go seek out Billy. She is going to stir up a little bit of mischief. We'll go do that. Let's instill with fake confidence. You know what? I could kind of see the Queen maybe teasing Billy about the fact that now that they have a little something going on, maybe Billy's going to get, a little cocky. I could see her playing around with Billy like that. But they have a very jokestery sort of relationship. And I feel like they'll be very comfortable making those sort of jokes. If someone else were to make this joke with the Queen, or if someone else were to make this joke with Billy, I think it would come off as a bit offensive. What are you talking about? Is that what you think of me? But because of the way Queen Darling and Billy have been from the very beginning, and I love that a bunch of you kind of saw this coming. I didn't necessarily see a romance coming for the two of them, but I think a bunch of you guys were shipping them from the beginning. Come on, Queenie. She's thinking and rethinking this several times, but just go up to Billy. Just go up to her. You've never had to really think about it that much in the past. Just go up to Billy. It's fine. It's okay. It is okay. Right. She's gonna go up to Billy. Right. Queenie. We have been trying to be mischievous with her for a while. I wonder what she was thinking. I feel like she was kind of reconsidering that. You know what? Maybe, guys. Maybe. Yes, they have a certain type of relationship, and they have a certain way they act around each other, and they're used to that. But because this romance between them has changed quite recently, maybe the Queen is becoming a bit more conscious of it. So her instinct was to go down and tease Billy, but then several times on her way down, she kept thinking to herself, should I tease her? Or should I be a little bit more demure? Should I be a little bit more careful with the way I act around her now? Because there's more at stake. I think that's maybe what it was. She was rethinking the way she normally acts quite a lot. But in the end, she kind of decided, and then she got unsure when she saw Billy with the other ladies, but then she kind of decided, no, I'm sure we can still act the same. Okay, well, that is what we have going on here. I think what I want to do is actually give the twins a makeover because they become toddlers, and we might take a look at them. This is not a toddler. I realize that, but I came across some problems when trying to do their makeover. The custom ear preset I used for my Sims wasn't showing up on my toddlers, and the ones that did were broken, which isn't really news. And more importantly, the CC eyes that I used to keep genetics consistent couldn't be used because they belong in the face paint category of makeup, and EA has decided to gray that out in a recent patch to keep people from giving their toddlers questionable appearances. For these reasons, I've decided to skip the toddler life stage and age them into children. This is what I'll be doing from now on. So infant, well, babies, infant, children, teens, and then immortals. I know there are mods to unlock parts of casts, but I like playing my game with minimal mods if I can get away with it, and I honestly don't mind them becoming teens sooner, because that's the life stage I like playing the most. And now we get to Prince Zorro, Queen Darling's firstborn. He's a vegetarian and a rambunctious scamp. I like the idea that having grown up with the privilege of a royal garden with plasma fruit trees, he doesn't feel the need to hunt humans for their blood, particularly because he's grown up with such a loving father in Baco, and other male breeders were pretty much like his uncles. He sees the warmth in them and feels that humans must be the same, so he doesn't want to treat them like animals for harvest. I really like how Baco and Darling's genes have turned out. He looks really cute. I've also given him freckles because his mother has some. It was always the plan for the queen's children, but infants don't have freckles, so I had to wait till now. Basically, if a female has anything like freckles or beauty spots, they'll be passed on to the children as well. Also, in regards to whether or not I'll be playing with my males at all, at this point in time, I'm not really interested in that. I have given them backstories to make the inclusion feel fun in the world at large, but I don't really want to give them screen time like I do my ladies. And now for the sibling that I'm most excited for, Crown Princess Zara. She's turned out the complete opposite of her brother. She is mean and a slumber party animal. I kind of like the idea that having grown up in the same privilege, she's grown to be so different because she has the added title of being crown princess and next in line. For this reason, she's always been given the best of what the vampires have to offer, and the idea that she's the most important person her age has been reinforced throughout her childhood. She likes the attention to be on her, and when it's not, she can get very vicious about it, because to an extent, she believes that everyone belongs to her. You'll notice that she has a golden circlet with a purple stone. This is what she'll eventually wear as queen. Typically, I reserve the golden circlets for my monarchs and give their daughters silver with the same stone the mother has. So Princess Nydia, for example, will get a silver circlet with a white stone. But because the crown princess is a special role, I think this suits better. In terms of her appearance, she also turned out very cute and is quite a contrast to her brother. She does now have freckles as well. In regards to playing with children, that's also something I'm not really interested in at this time. The whole reason I put them in the female faculty is because I didn't want to deal with them till they become teens. There is another story reason why I want to maintain the distance. I imagine that in their childhood, the girls receive special tutelage from Lady Shannon about the ways of court, because once they become teens and move into the main household, the laws of judgment will apply to them. This is also the time when our ladies will begin discovering the people their daughters have grown into. Since they'll be in the dark, because they don't raise their children, and perhaps not as close as you'd think, I want us to be in the dark as well, so we can learn about their children together with the mothers. And with that said and done, I'm going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.